what's up, everybody? I'm Doug.
And I'm Lorenzo.
And this is Good Suffering. Now, on this show, we normally talk about a movie that I've seen before.
But I haven't.
But before we do that, we do a little bit of...
Horror news.
Now featuring our new segment...
Horror views.
Woo! I like it.
Not bad.
Not bad. So you watched some stuff. You should take it away this time. You actually did something.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Doug, for putting it that way. Yes, I did watch stuff. I watched Green Room again. I had seen it before, but I rewatched it. Much better the second time around. Not to say I didn't like it the first time around. In fact, I liked it a lot. But I liked it even more this time.
Fair.
Such a good movie.
Oh. I've seen it like 3 or 4 times myself now, and it's not going to get old. It's great. No. Good movie.
And let me take a second to just say that if any Nazis are listening to this podcast, fuck off. Thank you. What else did I watch?
The Love Witch.
The Love Witch. I saw The Love Witch. It's a long movie.
Yeah.
But it's very pretty. Love the costume. Love the design. Very, very 60s-esque. Lots of Technicolor. The lead looks a lot like Lana Del Rey, which made for a great viewing experience for me because I love her. Wasn't there something else? I thought I watched something else. Oh, I watched
Scooby-Doo.
Yes, I did. I watched Scooby-Doo when I was in Boston, and it was a good experience. No, it's Scooby-Doo 2.
Monsters Unleashed.
Monsters Unleashed. Yes, I watched it. I watched it under the pretense of how you say? Do I say that on air?
Yeah.
Let's just say there's a little something special that's legal in Boston.
He was stoned on the marijuana plant.
Look,
in a place that he was allowed to be stoned.
I'm allowed to have it in Boston.
Marijuana plant.
So that was fun, and I also had like Domino's with it, so it was just a complete experience.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, since it's the end of the year, I've been trying to watch all the movies from this year I haven't caught yet. So I went on Shudder and I did a big sweep. I'm not done yet, but did a big sweep of a lot of their exclusive movies. Caught The Witch in the Window, which was great. Probably going to land somewhere on my top 10 of the year.
Ooh. Overall or like just horror?
Overall. Right. I don't make a specific horror one, but it winds up being
mostly horror?
Yeah. Sequence Break, which I actually found out after it wasn't from this year, but it was still pretty okay. It's all right. Have a Nice Day, which I wanted to see since they showed a trailer for it at Alamo Drafthouse in Brooklyn.
Bon Jovi.
It was okay. If it's like, imagine it's like a Chinese cartoon version of like Pulp Fiction.
Oh, it's animated.
Yeah. It wasn't horror, but still a Shudder exclusive. Satan's Slaves, which also might be on my top 10 of the year. It's an Indonesian film, which is apparently a remake of like an 80s Indonesian film, but it was super good. Another Shudder exclusive.
Shudder is on top of things.
Yeah, Shudder is really doing it. Another movie that's definitely going to be in my top 10 of the year.
Jeez.
Yeah. You Might Be the Killer, which is like...
Me?
Yeah, you. It's like Scream, all the good parts of Scream mixed with like Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. It's awesome. It's so great. Definitely worth the watch.
And that's
Shudder.
As well.
Yes. Also watched The Road Movie, which is just like it's like a compilation of Russian dash cam footage. Like
that was recent. That was like
yeah, that's this year.
Because I remember we talked about that a long time ago.
Yeah, that was this year.
What you think? Was it good?
It's Russian dash cam footage. That's it.
Because I remember we were talking like, why not just watch that like on YouTube? Like, what's the significance? Is there any significance to watching it in this movie form at all?
Nope.
Is there a narrative?
No.
Is it just clips?
Yep.
It's a clip show into a movie.
It's a 70-minute clip show.
That's weird. Okay.
Yeah. Watch Summer of '84.
Yes.
Which I didn't like.
Which is a bummer because I was interested in watching that.
Didn't love it. Outside of Shudder, I watched The Devil and Father Amorth, which was William Friedkin, who directed The Exorcist's new documentary. This is the first time an actual exorcism has been filmed, like an actual performed exorcism.
Like this is the first time it's ever been filmed?
Yeah.
So this was a long time ago.
No, like a real exorcism, like not a movie on a set.
I know, but exorcisms get filmed all the time.
No,
Yeah,
not
they
real
do.
ones. This is the
What,
first
what
one.
what constituted
First
constitutes as a real exorcism.
is like an actual exorcist is doing it. Like they're like the Vatican's kind of exorcist.
So not like those people like on the televangelists.
Yeah, no, not that. Like a real genuine exorcism that's like approved by the church and whatnot.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it creepy?
No, it's fucking stupid.
Oh damn.
Because they obviously put in sound effects. It's really weird. It's just like
For a doc?
It's so bullshit. I don't know. It was like, wow, here's the real thing in front of me, and I'm still like more afraid of like the movies. Like,
That happened to me just watching this like little video on Foley. It was weird watching this guy like make such nasty sounds with like vegetables. It's kind of worse than like actually seeing it on a movie with like a zombie or something. Yeah.
Also on Netflix, I watched Sabrina. Not Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. This is another Indonesian movie about a killer doll, and it was not great.
Yo, Indonesia's popping too, huh?
Yeah. Apparently so. This has been their year. I think there's another one I got somewhere that's going to be an Indonesian movie I got to see for this year.
Sweet.
Yeah, but it was okay. It was the third entry in the quote unquote the Doll series. I don't really know that series, but it's a Netflix exclusive right now. It's worth a shot. There's some fun, spooky stuff in there. What else? Cargo, which is a Netflix exclusive with Martin Freeman that I've been meaning to watch for a while. That was really good. A lot of good drama. It's a zombie movie. It was pretty fun. And I'm watching Castlevania on Netflix. Watching season 2, which is great. Great portrayal of Dracula. Carmilla's in this season. Super fun. Love it. It's one of my favorite things on Netflix.
Animated.
Yeah, and I just picked up the season 1 Blu-ray.
Very nice.
Because I liked it
You
so
do
much.
like it a lot, don't you?
Yeah. And in theaters, I know, I've seen so much.
Yeah. Too much,
Maybe.
one might say.
We'll see. Goosebumps 2, Haunted Halloween, which is adorable. Not as good as House with a Clock in Its Walls, but still pretty fun. I also saw Anne and the Apocalypse, which was really great.
Yeah.
The musical.
You
Zombie musical.
You told me about that. You wanted me to go with you.
And you didn't, because you're a bitch.
Because I'm broke.
Hey, I'm in love with you.
Or whatever.
And I also, for the first time, crazy enough, saw Ghosts of Mars for the first time. It's the last John Carpenter movie I have yet to see.
So now
I've
you've
watched
seen it all.
Yeah, now I've seen it all, baby. Except, no, there's one Laura Mars, The Eyes of Laura Mars, something like that. There's some movie that he wrote but didn't direct that I have not seen.
So you're saying that, like, aside from that, you've seen everything that he ever had, like, a finger on?
Everything he's directed.
Oh, but if he didn't direct this one, then you're fine. You're golden.
But
you,
he wrote,
you can
say
say
it.
that. He didn't direct it.
Fair.
So you did it. Congratulations.
Yo. Yeah.
And your favorite of his is still. I love that movie.
It's a good movie.
That was the thing, by the way.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, sure. Okay. So, horror news.
Do you want me to do it again? Why are you looking at me?
I'll let it. Do you remember that Russian sleep experiment urban legend where it was like, we paid like some patients to like it's like forced sleep deprivation for like some really long amount of time,
No.
like a few weeks or something.
Mhm.
And you don't remember? It's like creepypasta.
I tried to stay away from creepypasta.
Oh, well, it was
shit scares me.
It was a weird creepypasta. You could look it up. I'm sure most of the people who are listening know it.
'Cause they're
Hold
not
on, let me
scaredy
pull up
cats.
the image from it. You remember that image?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that they're making a movie about it based on the creepypasta. Which
Because
is like
the thing is, like, what's the story behind it?
is like they all like from not sleeping for like X amount of days, they like
They all saw the same thing.
it all gets crazy and shit. Yeah, it's like crazy, trippy, psychological horror.
I couldn't sleep for like a week, and that was tough. But I didn't see crap like that.
Yeah, because it's fake. It's an urban legend. We talk about that.
We
in
talk
the
a lot
show.
about urban legends in this show.
Yeah.
We need more of them. Let's create more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You ever hear about the one with the? Never mind.
Okay.
So yeah, Barry Anderson will be directing the Soviet Sleep Experiment, which is a psychological thriller based loosely upon the urban legend. It's gonna have a cast, a really varied cast as far as like nationalities.
Mm-hmm.
We've actually got the person playing Roman Polanski in the new Quentin Tarantino movie is going to be in it.
Who's that? Who's playing?
Rafal Zawiruka.
Oh yes, I don't know who that is.
Yeah. And apparently somebody named Evgeny Krutov from Stranger Things season 3.
Squidward
Tennis balls.
tennis balls. Tent poles.
Tent poles. Oh, Chris Kattan is going to be in it.
Oh.
Holy shit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's been a minute
wild.
since he's been like in anything.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah. Huh. That's wild. Well, yeah, so we're going to see that. That's coming along the way. We've got another Friday the 13th fan film coming called Jason Rising, which just adds to like Friday the 13th Vengeance and like Voorhees, and there was one really big one that came out. Don't go into the woods alone or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was something along the lines of that was really big. There's some new posters for the Godzilla King of Monsters movie. You know, we like big
those
monsters
were
here.
Awesome.
Did you
posters.
see those with
yeah.
with Ghidorah and Mothra and stuff?
They were that was some sick
And
design
Rodan.
on all of them.
That's a spooky guy there.
It's beautiful. I'm
It
excited.
is. I'm really excited for this this movie.
Still have not seen the first one, like the Bryan Cranston one.
It's not good. It's a bad
But I
movie.
kind of need to
No,
see it
No.
so that I can watch this one,
Come
and then I can watch King Kong.
on. Oof. You haven't seen Skull Island?
No, I have. I just
Okay.
want to see King
That's
Kong
a good movie.
beat the shit out of Godzilla.
Yeah, right. It's not gonna happen.
Oh, just wait.
Godzilla is so much bigger than him. They're gonna have to scale him down.
Dude, Kong wasn't like fully grown yet. They say that in the movie. He was still like relatively young. They say that in the movie. He still got some growing to do, baby.
And this is gonna be in like the modern day or a little bit into the future. So
Yeah, he's gonna be an older man. Old man, you know, fucking.
old
Hugh
man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were.
That's,
You like Neil Young?
I was gonna say, is that Neil Young?
Yeah, we like Neil Young here on the podcast. Check out songs for Joanna. Check out his new live record from like 1978 or something like that.
And listen to Bob Dylan's "Visions of Joanna." That's a great song.
That's it's some name with a J. That's why I might have said Joanna because of
I don't know. I just love that song
Bob
by Bob Dylan.
I like Bob Dylan too.
Did I ever mention how I love Bob Dylan?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm big on him.
Also, Michael Gross has signed on for Tremors 7, so we're getting a 7th Tremors.
You are way too happy about that.
I love Tremors. I'm gonna get a Tremors tattoo one day.
Yes.
I love Tremors.
You just got.
Oh yeah, I got a tattoo.
That's some news.
It's
not
Star
horror.
Wars. It's Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm freshly inked.
Yes, he's peeling.
I'm peeling. Almost a week into the healing process. Which
Healing and the peeling, baby.
And you had some horror news for us.
You guys hear about this?
This
You mentioned a poster. Posters. So I want to mention one too. The Jordan Peele movie, Us.
I knew you liked that guy.
Oh, that's called a callback in the comedy world. Cool poster. Don't know if you saw it. Hey, did you get to see it? Here, I'm gonna show it to you.
Yes.
You saw that?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. There's like a gold scissors. There's like this looks like a
Glove?
Quidditch glove. It's not really Quidditch, but you know what I mean. It's like driver's glove, fingerless gloves, whatever. Cool red coat shirt thing. I don't know what's going on. It's revealing very little, but one person pointed out on Twitter. I don't know who it is, but you know who you are. The first poster had like those two heads facing like separately.
Mm-hmm.
Those heads kind of matched the design of like the finger holes for the scissors.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look a lot like that. So I'm thinking maybe like something about like stitching two people together, or kind of one. And look, there's different hands there. Looks like, you know, one has the glove, the other doesn't. I don't know.
We'll see.
Interesting. I'm gonna just
When is the release date for that?
put whatever comes to mind onto this. It's March.
March. Oh, he's got the March slot again too, because that was when Get Out came out, right? March or February, maybe. Definitely,
know.
I think March, like maybe early March.
It was early in the year, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
But yeah,
So
was that last year? Was that 2017?
Get Out?
Yeah. Yeah. Holy shit, that was 2017.
Yeah, it was.
Sick.
This was a long year, 2018.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're
it
at
was
the
a
end of
long
it.
year. Hey,
Thank goodness we
this is
made
our
it.
last episode of the year.
This is the last episode of 2018.
Hey, we got through our first, the first good suffering year.
Look at that. How
Wow.
does it feel? Like, are you happy? Are you proud?
Exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm over this. This might be the last episode ever.
We got a lot to do for 2019. so I
Oh,
don't
we
know
do.
What
we
you're
do.
talking about?
Oh,
We're starting
boy.
off with a bang.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, no break.
But I guess this is a good time for us to just say happy holidays to everybody, right? I mean, this is coming out a few days before Christmas.
Yeah.
and,
Hanukkah's,
you know, Hanukkah's already done.
passed already. Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, you know, it's all good.
Hey, you know what?
Happy
Just
holidays.
happy holidays. Happy holidays.
It's happy holidays.
Oh, we're gonna be crooners one day when we're
Oh.
old.
Yes.
We're gonna just be like in lounges,
Crude and suffering.
croon suffering.
But yeah, go out and watch some good horror for the season. Not just the ones that got snow in it, but you know, some really good Christmas stuff out there. I mentioned a few in this episode. Definitely check out Christmas Evil, which is one of my favorites. Definitely, you know, seek them out. There's a lot that I'm gonna try to watch. All the Creatures Were Stirring, which is Rebecca McKendry's new movie.
That's on Shudder.
That's on Shudder right now. You can also find that at Redbox, Walmart, all places like that. Super proud of her. Not that I know her personally, but I love her on the Shockwaves
You guys
podcast.
go way back.
I wish. She used to live in New York. But she's one of the hosts of the Shockwaves podcast, and I love that whole crew. So go check it out. Graham Skipper's in it. He's a cool guy. Yeah, Krampus is like a soon-to-be classic because it's only a couple years old now. But yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna leave a gift too. Now that I think about it,
A gift for the
for
audience.
listeners, yeah,
Aw.
our followers.
Oh,
I'll do it on Christmas.
You gonna do it on Christmas?
Yeah, it's a surprise gift. It's something that I've mentioned and have yet to do.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
gonna
Don't you always guess. You always guess everything that I'm gonna do as a surprise. But we know what this is too, probably.
So today we're talking about Bob Clark's 1974 seminal Christmas horror classic, Black Christmas.
Bob Clark
Bob Clark.
that's not the same guy that does the New Year's Eve countdown, is it?
That's Dick Clark.
Hey, you know what?
They're both
That was close.
They're both dead though.
Oh yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, Bob Clark in like 2006 was like struck. Him and his son, I think, were struck by a drunk driver.
Oh wow,
Killed.
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard the word struck and I thought you were gonna say lightning, like something crazy.
No.
But that's even sadder.
It was just yeah.
Drunk driving, don't do it.
hmm
All right, so moving on to honoring Bob Clark. Here's the Black Christmas synopsis from IMDb.
Not sponsored
Not sponsored. Definitely not sponsored.
yet.
During their Christmas break, a group of sorority girls are stalked by a stranger. That's it.
Wow, they're going. That's two short ones in a row, right?
They are just getting a lot more concise.
Yeah.
They're like to
They
the
know
point.
they're listening. They're like, oh, Doug likes the short movies. He must like the short synopsis.
Synopsis.
Synopsi.
I-
Is it? No,
no.
it's not. It can't be synopses.
It's definitely not.
Synopsises?
You know what? It might be synopses.
Heyo.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to
We can say
good grammaring.
good grammaring 101.
So what'd you think about it?
Whoo, man. All right, Black Christmas. What a first of all, it's a knockoff of Halloween, am I right?
God damn.
Yo, he just stole everything from John Carpenter.
Absolutely. That's how it went down.
No, I mean, as I was watching, yeah, I realized that, like, literally, it's the inverse of that. John
Is your
Carpenter.
first feeling like, hey, they ripped off Halloween, and then you're like, no, wait.
No, because like I knew if I didn't know going in that this came first,
Mhm.
I would have thought that because as I was watching, my initial thoughts were like, wow, John Carpenter like stole like everything from this. Like this seems like this is the absolute cornerstone, the foundation of all slasher movies. I mean, in the way that it's presented, in the way that it's shot, some of like the motifs and things like that.
It's a proto slasher. It's like, I would put this along with like Texas Chainsaw and Psycho and like
Psycho doesn't count.
Mario Bava's Bay of Blood is a big example of like early proto slasher, but Yeah, I would. This is definitely an important one.
Well, for what
Well,
it's
this
worth,
is like it's like proto slasher because like Halloween's not a slasher, but it inspired so many
Yes, it
slashers.
is.
Halloween's not a
Yes, it
slasher. It doesn't become a
is.
slasher till the second movie.
oh my, why? Just
Like
because
Friday
of
the
the body
13th
count business?
Friday the 13th is a slasher.
I
The
don't
first
think-
one even.
I don't think body count necessarily designates it as a slasher.
But it also doesn't follow. I guess the final girl thing. Yeah.
There is a finer girl in this
But
one.
there's no final girl. Well, yeah. It's a weird. She's not
Yeah.
really a final girl though.
What do you mean she's not?
Final girls, they sort of have a face off with the killer. There's just different
I
rules.
figured that
This
the-
definitely bucks it. It bucks
Don't
it.
touch my water.
Oh my god, I forgot.
You're
I'm
gonna
sorry.
drink my water.
This is not. This doesn't follow slasher rules. I mean, it doesn't. It just doesn't. It's not a slasher. It's a proto
Sorry.
slasher.
I didn't realize I was doing this podcast with the guy from Scream. Seth Green's
Seth
character.
Green?
Is that his name? Seth Rogen. My bad.
Wrong on both.
I know. I forget. Is it not Green?
No, it's
Oh shit! It's not. You know, it's not. Oh my god, that's
it's
like.
the guy. He's in Tremors 5.
Now that I think about it, though, they're pretty interchangeable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Seth Green is in Idle Hands. That's the horror movie from the 90s. He's in.
they can easily
Um,
be.
Oh my god, what's his
mismatched.
name?
That's not my fault. Nobody can blame me
What's
for
his
that.
name?
I don't know, but he's Seth Green. You know why I was thinking of Seth Green? I was thinking of Scooby Doo. Yeah.
Is he in Scooby Doo?
Yeah.
Seth Green? No, Seth Green's the voice of Scrappy. In Scooby Doo.
No, he's in Scooby Doo. No, he's in Scooby Doo 2. The Monsters Unleashed one.
Mm.
We
Might
talked.
also be
We,
the voice of Scrappy.
we talked about this in the opening of this episode because that's one of the things I watched. But you don't remember that because we haven't done it yet.
Oh boy, you watch
Wow,
Scooby Doo?
we are so off track right now.
Wow, where, what movie are we talking about?
I think it's something about Christmas.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
White Christmas.
White Christmas, yes. It's
yeah.
really happy.
So what'd you think?
So yeah, I mean, what I was getting at before
yeah,
is that
what were you?
I liked it because it was because of those cool slasher elements, you know, like the point of view thing was really cool. Some parts felt a little overdone. It's like, okay, I get it. Like I know the only reason why they're doing that is because they're not going to show me who it is until the end, but I already know who it is. I think we kind of figured that out pretty quickly. Do we not? I did.
What?
The killer.
What?
Do you not know who the killer is? Like,
Who's the killer?
is that not revealed?
Well, who do you think it is?
What do you mean?
Who do you think the killer is?
What do you mean? Who do I think the killer is? Did I not watch the same movie as you?
I hope you did. What fucking who's the killer?
We're talking about Black Christmas, the one with like the girl from Romeo and Juliet,
Yeah, and Margot Kidder
and also the Lois Lane,
John Saxon. Yes.
and also the other guy.
Well, what? Okay,
the guy from Enter the Dragon.
no, you're just that's John Saxon. Like are you reading this movie wrong? What are you doing?
What do you mean? What the hell?
What do you think?
Who was the killer?
You don't know. You never find out.
What do you mean you don't find out?
You never find out.
Maybe
who the
I was
killer
just
is.
so steadfast in my idea, like
thinking
this
it was
is
Peter.
Yeah,
It's not Peter.
it's got to be.
No, it's not. That's why you hear him laugh after they're both dead. You hear him laugh. He's not dead. It was just some random motherfucker.
Bullshit.
That's some random. It's not Peter.
We read this movie differently. I'm probably like in the wrong. I'll
You're
admit that.
you're dead in the wrong.
I'll admit
you are
that.
hard dead in the
But
wrong.
I was like,
Why do you think that it ends? The end credits are just a fucking phone ringing still.
I don't know. I just figured it's for some ominous stuff for the people to leave the theater with.
No, it was never Peter. It was never
So
Peter.
it's just random dude.
It's just some guy. Billy.
Billy. Is that what you just said?
Billy, yeah.
Who the hell is Billy?
Billy is his name.
Oh my god. You know what? This movie is all right.
Yeah? Son of a bitch.
It was. You know what I really loved though?
What?
That I'm assuming this is the origin of the calls coming from inside the house.
Wrong again.
Is it
This
not?
inspired by that, yeah.
What the hell? Why? Why would you do that? That's like so quintessential. That's like legendary, and they're gonna rip it off. Like, who do they rip it off from?
From it being an urban legend.
Really?
It's just an urban legend, yeah.
That's an urban legend.
Yeah.
I just knew it from like
Like When a Stranger Calls and movies like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus. So this movie not only produced like knockoffs, but it has just taken from other people
Yeah.
or from Tall Tales.
Yeah.
And apparently, you don't know who the killer is.
You don't know who the killer is now.
I'm gonna blame Peter though, because he's a weirdo.
It's not Peter. You realize who that is, though, right? That's the main dude from 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
Dave.
Forgot his name. Dave. Yeah. Right.
I can't let you do that, Dave. Yeah.
Yeah.
there it is.
That's
Wow.
weird.
This is a weak opening on my behalf.
This is a really weak start for this one.
God, I'm just an idiot now. Everyone knows.
Ah.
Okay, in all fairness, though, I do want to say right now, then, since the cat's out of the bag, I told you, Doug, that I had no power in my house today,
Right.
this morning, up until like 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the
That's
time.
why you delayed our whole little fun day we have together.
That's not my fault, but that was when I was going to watch this again. Because when I was originally watching it, I was kind of sleepy. Might explain for why I thought Peter was like...
So you fucked up.
Well, no, the PSE&G or whatever they're called, they
You fucked up. Okay. So,
I'm doing my part for the show.
so Nick Mancuso. We haven't even gone through like any of who these fucking people
Like
are.
I said, this episode's
Episode's gonna be a wild
wow,
one.
it's a doozy.
All right, let's talk. All right, let's double back. Let's talk about Bob Clark.
Bob Clark, yes, God rest his soul.
Also directed A Christmas Story. Also directed Porky's. Also directed seminal 90s classic Baby Geniuses.
Oof,
Directed Rhinestone, if you've seen that.
I have no idea what that is.
Sylvester Stallone singing with Dolly Parton.
That sounds awful.
It's awful. Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things is another classic horror film. And also Death Dream, which is a kind of more recently had like a renaissance after it was put on Blu-ray this year or last year. I forgot.
The children.
No. Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things has always been like part of the canon, but Death Dream.
Oh, Death Dream.
Death Dream's awesome. Really, really awesome.
Bob Clark directed this,
Yeah.
and all these other movies.
This was supposedly,
That's
or I
weird.
think definitely became his last horror film. He didn't want to make any.
That's
more
already
after that.
like a weird jumble of movies to do, though.
I mean, he's
They're
mostly
tonally different.
mostly a comedy director.
Mm.
And you could definitely see his comedy sensibilities in this movie.
Yeah,
There's a lot of funny stuff to break up the tension, especially like the alcoholic sort of sorority mother.
she was really funny.
Yeah, there's always a lot of the whole telling the cop that
Felicia.
the fellatio thing.
Yeah. See, I watched the movie.
Yeah.
I just
Margot Kidder like literally like giving her drink to like a kid in the background as like the conversation's going on in the foreground. Like great. It's like really funny stuff.
it seems like Animal House, but with women and with murder.
And what's cool is that goddamn near every fucking horror movie, still to this day, there's a lot that like do this where women are like, there's that dichotomy, the the virgin whore dichotomy, where it's like you're either like a slut and you deserve the death that's coming to you, or you're the virgin who's going to be the final girl who makes it out and beats the killer because you're so pure.
Wow, Doug.
Right? There's the dichotomy is in so many movies,
I thought you were a
and
feminist.
it's even in goddamn Halloween. Halloween even has that.
Yeah. Like Laurie being like
Laurie being the virginal one.
Right.
Yeah, like but Black Christmas has this like great 3D view of women who are like open about their sexuality.
Yeah.
The closest thing to the final girl is the character of Barbara. Is that her name or Jess?
Yeah.
Jess. Margot Kidder is Barbara. Jess.
Yeah.
And she's pregnant.
Yes.
She's
She
fully
wants to
talking about
get
having
a-
an abortion.
Yeah.
And she doesn't really suffer any consequences because of that. She's not like not casting that in a light where it's looked
No.
at as punishment.
She's pretty firm in her stance,
Yeah.
pretty independent.
And most of the men in this movie are pretty ineffectual. The only one who gets things done are Billy because he's killing people.
What about the the cop?
Barely. They don't solve anything. They find out.
Saxon.
They,
I keep- what the hell is his name?
John Saxon. His name in the movie is Ken Fuller.
Fuller,
Lieutenant
there we go.
Fuller. This is why you take notes, buddy.
It's all up here, baby.
But it's just like a really, really great. Like I can't think of another. God, another movie from that era that had such a great portrayal of women. Such a real Bob Clark went into like that film like saying like I want to realistically portray college kids.
And that's what it felt like. It honestly felt like these weren't just cardboard cutouts of like sorority girls. Like they were all really intelligent too.
Yeah.
Like none of them were just like ditzy, stupid.
Yeah, even
sorority
Margot
girls.
Kidder, who is like the most, I guess like playing the foul mouthed one.
Yeah.
She still has like this. You don't think that she's dumb,
No, not
but
at
like when you look at PJ Souls' character in Halloween, she's dumb. Like
Yeah.
what's
They're
her name? There's Annie.
Annie.
No, the other one
and-
who's
I
not
know.
Annie.
I'm trying to think. I know.
Annie, Laurie, Linda.
Oh, okay.
Linda. Yeah.
Did not remember that one. at all.
Linda's dumb.
Yeah, they're all like kind of just caught up in like their old high school
Yeah.
bullshit
Yeah. They're
about boys and the dance or whatever.
and that doesn't. I'm not gonna say that's a big knock against that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Halloween is like so seminal, but like this is like a smart, well crafted, considered like portrayal of characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
The drama in this, I guess, is better than Halloween, and the horror.
A little melodramatic though, with like the whole piano like
Smashing.
recital thing. Yeah.
But I was listening to the commentary with Bob Clark, and he's like, "Trust me, it was a cheap piano. Don't worry." He's like, "We made sure it was a cheap piano."
When that happened, like that looks like a straight up piano. I was like, damn, pianos are not cheap.
No.
Yeah, so that hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to hear that it was a cheap one.
Yeah.
You keep saying that like Jess is kind of like the survivor.
Yeah.
How is this kind of? I don't understand.
The
what
final.
I'm
I mean, by that final girl, like
Okay, so you're just talking about like
with the tropes and whatnot.
right.
Yeah.
Okay,
But yeah,
but she is the last one to make it out. Everyone else
Yeah.
gets murdered.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the last thing you see of her is like in a hospital bed, like.
Yeah. Well, I'm just making sure like I didn't literally knock out at the end of the movie because
No.
you've already
No.
turned my world around or
No.
upside down, whatever.
No, don't worry.
Okay. And then another thing. So whoever the killer is, then because I apparently don't really know.
No one knows. Don't feel bad about it.
Well,
That's the point.
I said that shit with my chest. I was like, Peter's the killer. What an annoying voice. What an annoying guy.
Oh, he's great.
God, obnoxious.
Played by Nick Mancuso.
There you go. That's the killer.
He's actually had some really interesting commentary on Billy, Nick Mancuso himself. He likens Billy to a lot of like he specifically at the time mentioned like the Columbine shooters, and I think he was overall like this is an older interview, but he was sort of comparing Billy to what we would look at today as like an alt-right kid or an incel.
Makes sense.
And he said, when he says it's me, Billy, he wants to be known. He's not trying to be Michael Myers. He's not trying to be Jason, where he's the silent killer.
Yeah.
He wants you to know it's him. He's saying those nasty things to the girls. As he's
kind of attention seeking in a
it's
way.
an attention seeking thing. Yeah. It's you won't. It's sort of like you won't date me. You won't. You gotta want me. And if you don't want me, then I'm gonna kill you.
And that's weird too. Then in that light, when he says the thing about like, oh, don't kill the baby or whatever, like he's almost like pretending as if he's in part of this relationship drama.
Right.
Even though he's very much far removed from that.
Right.
These days, he would probably have like a Tumblr dedicated to him
Yeah.
by those girls who love serial killers.
He would be making YouTube videos. He would be making on like how to be a gentleman and whatnot.
Jesus.
But yeah, he really laid it in there, Nick Mancuso on Billy, as like comparing him to not like being like almost like a proto serial killer rather than like a slasher villain.
Yeah,
Where
I mean, and that's cool too. I like that because, men are usually like the Mindhunter. Did you ever watch Mindhunter?
No, I didn't watch Mindhunter.
Mindhunter is such a cool show. I think because like it kind of
David
goes
Fincher?
into. I love David Fincher. Yes, I do. But it kind of goes into like the psychology of like serial killers, and it talks a lot about like feminism in there. I think it takes place in the 70s too, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, it deals with like Manson. But anyway, like I think that it's a cool way of like framing this movie and framing that character. About like this weird toxic masculinity without really like harping on it too much in the movie. But I think it definitely informs the way the movie's seen. Like I kind of pick up on that stuff, but without it being explicit.
Right. Fair. I didn't pick it up until he mentioned it. Honestly, until
Yeah.
I was like, "Wow, holy shit, that's the best reading of Billy I've ever heard."
Mm.
It's like, and it makes sense because if you're going to portray women in this real way, then you have to kind of show this all in one. Like, what's the What's the most danger a woman can be in that a woman sees on a daily basis, and it's just like the creepy man.
But without it being so extreme, if you look at Peter, even that he himself, like, just because he's like not technically an incel, because obviously he's had sex at least once, enough to get her pregnant.
And it seems like they're together. You know what I mean? It's
he's still a pretty frightening, pretty intimidating, not great guy.
right.
So without there being the whole killer element, like, you still see like the true reality of what men can be like.
Yeah.
Pretty controlling, pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, these women, they're not having it.
Right. At least these women.
These women.
Yeah.
Strong characters. Love them.
Really great characters. Yeah.
So what do you exactly like think of this? Like, I mean, when was the last time you saw it before we did it for the show?
Oh man, like a year ago, I watched it. Maybe last like late November, like gearing up to get into like Christmas horror.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been like, oh, we rewatched this, and then saw Christmas Evil, and a bunch of more campier stuff like Krampus and whatnot, and A Christmas Horror Story, shit like that.
Yeah. So did you?
I trend there. These are such great movies, like Black Christmas and like Christmas Evil and like Silent Night, Deadly Night, and they're really fun. They're really great.
Mm.
But like, I tend to watch those not during Christmas. Like, I watched Silent Night, Deadly Night like 5 months ago or something like that. I just threw it on. I was like, I'm gonna watch Silent Night, Deadly Night. Fuck it.
Mm.
Like, but like around Christmas time, I really like to watch more creature stuff when it comes to Christmas horror. Krampus is always something I throw on. Anything like that. Even if it's like shitty.
Something a little bit more supernatural, I guess.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, like, not, a human.
Yeah. The least amount of like real human drama that can play out.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Just give me some spooky. Give me an evil Santa.
Well, I think, yeah. I mean, I can kind of see that, since Christmas is usually all about like magic and mystical stuff. So just spinning that rather than just it being some evil dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Black Christmas is something I just kind of put on when I want to watch it.
And like, okay, well, it wasn't too long ago, but like, did you get anything new like from viewing it this time, or for instance, like that commentary? Like, did that?
Yeah. The supplemental stuff that I watched was definitely great, especially that Bob Clark commentary. Was really cool. Cool to hear him talk. But no, man, I've always kind of had like a pretty steady opinion of this movie.
And your
like
opinion
really
of it?
It's creepy. It's fucking scary. It's a scary movie. It still lands. Like the spooky stuff still lands, and it's a reminder that like jump scares aren't bad. It's just like what I don't think people hate jump scares because there's so many jump scares in so many goddamn movies that people think are classics and love, and then these are the same people who go fucking jump scares in these modern movies. I think it's just the editing might be a little too. It's like exhausting. In modern jump scares, like there's something about, maybe it's because there's so many false jump scares, or maybe just like the overuse of music, but the jump scares in this movie are fucking great. When she's just kind of like looking in the closet, and then all of a sudden he comes out from behind that like plastic thing and gets her like right in the beginning. What was her name? Claire, the first girl who gets killed.
I don't remember.
I think so. It's something with a C. But yeah, there's just so many great like quick scares in this movie, and it's just it's a reminder that, man, they were doing it right at some point. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. I never actually thought of it that way.
Not that modern horror is bad. But modern horror, it seems the ones that land now are really moody stuff. I.e. like The Witch, things like that.
Right, not so much about like jump scares.
Not so much about the jump scares, because the jump scares are being done just wrong now. I guess
maybe it's just saturated. But you brought up like a really good point though, like, or it's like you said, like it must have been done well at some point, for it to be such a overused thing. These filmmakers want to use almost like a formula to make sure that people are entertained and get them into seats. Even things like jump scares probably were like really effective and done really well at one point. Now it's just that they've grown kind of tired and tacky. Another thing though, I think. You said something about editing, and related to the jump scares. That first murder, it has like a cool jump cut to like when the mom, the sorority mom, whatever you would call that position,
is like,
she's got like the sweater.
Yeah, or like the PJs or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like it cuts like everybody screaming there. I'm like, oh, how is nobody hearing what's going on upstairs? Because it just cuts to that.
Same
And
as
there's
like
another
when,
one
when
later,
Margot Kidder is being murdered.
right? And then
Which
there's
is
a
it's
taxi driver.
both of those. I was gonna just mention that, but no, with the carolers. Margot
Mhm.
Kidder's being killed as the carolers are singing.
Oh, right. There was one more before then that had like the taxi driver like screaming at the door.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so great because it's like you look at both of those things that the murders are juxtaposed with.
Yeah.
And this Black Christmas doesn't necessarily deal with Christmas.
I noticed
But
that. Yeah.
but it's cool because it's using
Excuse me.
the imagery of Christmas to kind of subvert the tone of the film back and forth.
Yeah.
And you've got like even that first shot where the house is all lit up, and like when you first look at it, you're like, oh, look at all the nice Christmas lights. I'm sure you have memories like I do of like maybe driving around with your mom and like looking at Christmas like
Going to
houses.
those like, roads where like every single house is lit up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I know Hershey Park does like a whole like long, like 2 mile long thing of Christmas lights you pay to get into. You drive through,
Mm.
and they have their own radio station where they play Christmas music. And
Oh, that's red.
seeing a shot like that, that's the first thing I feel.
Mhm.
Is just like I remember like going and looking at other people's like amazing decorations, especially because it's a big sorority house. But then you look and you're like, wow, it's surrounded by so much darkness. There is so much kind of creeping into the frame at the edges. It's not shot where you're just seeing the house; you're seeing around the house too.
Right.
And you look at that and you're like, wow, there's like really maybe that's something I picked up on this viewing is just like really how subversive it is to like Christmas imagery. And when you look at those murders and you see what are they juxtaposed with? Gift giving. Everybody's happy. Oh, try it on, try it on.
Right.
Or like the carolers coming to the doors and you're just watching. It's just this like it's so mundane, but it's an integral part of our like our positive perception of the season. And then to just cross cut that with like somebody literally getting murdered in like a pretty brutal fashion both times, especially with like the plastic bag kill. Like that's really the only
The unicorn one
iconography.
messed me up.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
violent.
yeah,
Yeah.
and no blood. Another kind of Texas Chainsaw kind of just the cuts are suggestive enough for you to think
Yeah.
that it's violent, but you look at that like the plastic bag is like the only kind of iconography this movie has because it's such a disturbing fucking kill.
And you
Especially
keep
imagine
going
in
back
like, the
to it, and
70s.
you see her like
Her, like,
sitting in the seat.
chair. Yeah, because it's just oh,
Yeah.
God.
But you're right. No, Christmas doesn't really take that much of like a, frontal
Yeah,
thing in this movie. Like it's just kind of like the setting. It's just
That-
kind of the atmosphere.
that's why I'm glad you picked this over something like a Christmas Evil or a Silent Night, Deadly Night. Is because now we can talk about it as just a regular movie.
Yeah, the killer is not like someone who's dressed up as like Santa,
Santa.
or
Oh, but he
doing,
is
like-
in the remake.
oh yeah.
Oof, the remake's bad.
Mm.
I hate to do this because I've done this for the past like 3 episodes now. I'm like with a thing. I'm like the remake sucked, and when I watched like Hills Have Eyes, the remake sucked, and now I'm still here like that. But they
What a
were
purist.
really, really bad. No, I try not to be. I love the Texas Chainsaw remake.
Oh
With
my god.
every bone in my body. I love the fucking Friday the 13th remake. I love that movie. It's great.
You hate the Nightmare one though.
I hate that. Oh, come on. I don't trust anybody who even has one positive thing to say about that fucking Nightmare remake. It's the worst of the
The
remakes.
sound editing is good.
It's a fucking horrible movie. It's a horrible movie.
Whatever.
But I think that's almost why this movie didn't. I mentioned the lack of iconography,
Mhm.
and when you look at like all the things people like about Halloween, which takes off, and I mean you can also just chalk it up to like Halloween's an American movie. This is a Canadian film. You look at it and you're like Halloween has the iconography. That's what it is. It's got
I mean,
the,
all
it's got
all
the,
those kind of quintessential slashers.
It's got
do.
the imagery that's but even more. I would say more than any other.
Halloween specifically.
Halloween, yeah, with Michael Myers, with the
The
knife,
kitchen
with
or
so
the-
many,
yeah.
so many different shots that are just like they become
Haddonfield,
part
yeah.
of the canon as much as like the movie as a whole is.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah,
Black
it-
Christmas doesn't have that.
It
Black
doesn't.
Christmas,
It doesn't at all. The
That's
only
what makes
thing
it
that
fucking creepy as shit.
the thing that it really has is just kind of like repetitive, and it keeps coming back as like a symbol or motif. It's like the phone call.
Right.
Um,
We're both pretty we have Halloween real high on our list.
You
of,
and
like
I.
favorite movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've I mean I've seen it way too many times, but I'm sure you have too. Like
I've
you've
seen
seen
it,
Halloween a lot,
A few times, yeah.
and you look at Halloween and you're like, I'm used to this movie. This movie is comfy.
Yeah,
This
I'm
movie-
not at that point. That's like your comfort movie.
That is my comfort
Yeah.
movie of like any at any moment. Like that's my comfy movie as Halloween. I could never get comfortable with Black Christmas. It's disturbing.
It is
scary.
disturbing.
I
Yeah.
there are genuine moments where I even multiple watches I still feel fear.
Yeah, it's really unsettling. Like the whole idea of like the phone calls like thing like freaks me out because that was something that like kind of was done. I don't know. Do kids like go through that now?
What do you
I
mean?
feel
Like,
like-
they're afraid of it? No, because everybody's got cell phones.
Right, and you get to see like who's calling. You automatically have caller ID, and even if it's like no caller ID, odds are you're just not gonna answer it.
You know, we're gonna live in a time. We I think as we become a more connected society, you know what I mean, and that's only where it's going. You know what I mean? Cell phones and you know
Just
apps
being
and whatnot.
constantly, like, in a
We're
loop.
always connected, and we're connected to a bigger and bigger range of people. We see news faster. We see more of the news. So I think we're gonna live in almost like an urban legend-less society.
Yeah,
We are losing.
mhm.
We're losing our natural storytelling.
Yeah, there's nothing that like is left to like the imagination.
Nothing.
There's anything that like you're unsure about or that freaks you out. You can just look up online, and someone can easily tell you it's a myth.
And there's so much bad shit that actually happens
Yeah, you kind of get desensitized to
that
like,
you
the
get
fantastical stuff.
desensitized. There's
Yeah.
like you want urban legends, just go watch live leak videos of like murder and death and
Jesus.
shit. You know what I mean? Like
Uh-huh.
there you go. It's worse than anything that you can be told. I remember reading books of urban legends when I was a kid, and I loved that kind of stuff. I mean, I also hated it because it scared the shit out of me,
Right.
but I chased it, and it's just weird to think that like, damn, we live in such a reality based like, God, every episode, society.
Yeah, no, you keep bringing it up.
Yeah, but like
I wasn't gonna say
we
it.
live in such a society, such a reality based kind of experience that
Yeah,
we have. Like everybody wants to fact check
or
that. Like you can't
yeah.
just let the story take you.
And that kind of goes back to like the whole phone call thing. Like even just the mere idea of having one phone, like not having a cell phone that you have on you. Like there's one phone that you have to go back to. Like it's a real creepy thing that like I kind of went through. Like we would get prank calls at my house sometimes, and I only had like my flip phone, and no one really had my number. I was like 10.
Right.
So we would get like these prank calls, or you would have sleepovers, and we would just all be like prank calling other people, things like that. Like there's just this kind of like idea of like you said, I guess reality or information. Like you're not gonna be in a situation like this movie. So like watching it now, it almost brought me back to like that childhood like fear of like someone literally being in my house. That it's a freaky thing that I don't think people really think about anymore. I remember like reading like a story like about like a woman like hiding in like someone's house like within the walls or like in the cupboards, and every night whenever everybody slept, like she would come out and like eat stuff and then go back in. Like that's like one like rare thing, but like and like I feel like that's rare. I feel like that doesn't happen. But as a kid, I was convinced that shit would happen all the time. That you would have intruders, that you'd have people calling you, stalking you, whatever.
I think that's based on a movie called Bad Ben.
Bad Ben?
Bad Billy, maybe Bad Ben.
Billy.
Bad Ben. Yeah,
Big
where
Ben.
like where they like stick somebody in the walls, and then like, what's the plot of that fucking movie? Oh,
They come out
a
and
kid
eat the
accidentally
food?
kills his friend, so his mother sticks him in the walls so the cops can't find him. Little kid. Then she just fucking dies like the day after,
Oh wow.
and he grows up in those walls, and he doesn't know like what happened.
Wow.
It's weird. I don't know. It's like
That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, it's vague in my memory of like it's not a movie I've seen. I just know what happens in it.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
It is a shame though, that I guess like to go back to the whole mythology thing and urban legend, it really does seem like it's fading out. Like I mean, even if you look at like the horror movies now, like it's all about just ghosts and stuff. I don't think that can really evaporate too much. I think ghosts can still kind of exist in a heavily technology based society, but
We don't know how to move past ghosts.
yeah, you said that.
We
before.
don't know how
Yeah.
to move past them
Hmm.
because again, we're so connected who the fuck goes into the woods without their cell phones? Like, I just watched You Might Be the Killer, and they make such a point of like, okay, well, this happens because everybody's got to give their cell phones in because it's summer camp. But like, you always like, in order to beat like just the common sense of call somebody, you're never not alone. You always have to have that moment where the cell phone can't be in reach. And so to make something that feels organic, that feels like it can happen at any moment, it's got to be something that you can't stop with a fucking police, like a police, a 911 call or calling your friend.
Or just take place like more of a period. Oh, not
Or
period
be
piece,
like a period
it's
piece, like
era
the
thing,
fucking
but,
witch though. Like the witch is a
Right.
period piece. You have to have something that's unbeatable. That's what is the coolest thing about Get Out, is that the isolation functions without having to have like, oh, your cell phone doesn't work, we took it away.
Yeah.
Like, it just works. You know what I mean? It's natural to the story. And we have such a as fucking screenwriters, they just have a goddamn fucking hard time.
Well, it is hard.
Really
because-
hard time beating it, which is fair.
And this is probably back to like how your argument that like Scream kind of like, I don't know, I don't want
fucked everything up.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was gonna say I don't want to
it
put words in your mouth, but like I was gonna say
everything up.
ruined like horror movies almost.
Yeah, Scream ruined horror movies.
But like it goes back to that. Like now everybody's like, just thinking
Everybody's hyper aware of every little reason why it couldn't work.
like they're like, this character should be smarter than that. I expect them to be smarter than that. I expect them to know how to get out of this situation.
Right.
And it sucks because like now there's no suspension of like, disbelief anymore.
Yeah. Thanks, Wes Craven. Rotten hell.
Whoa, you love Wes Craven.
I love Wes Craven. I love him up until like 95, 96. It's fine.
Around the time you came into existence, look at that.
Yes.
You were like,
He
I'm in
decided
this world, and now you don't like him.
He made like Serpent in the Rainbow, and then he was like, I'm out of good movies. We did it. We're good.
We should just write a movie.
We should write a
We
movie.
should write a movie where we tackle all these things because we can mouth off apparently. Like, oh, screenwriters, what are you doing? Let's put the what's the phrase? Money where our mouth is.
Yeah.
Money where our mouth are. Mouths are. It's two of us. It's weird.
So, how do you feel about the ending now that you know what the ending actually is
Now that I'm out of the darkness
and into the light?
and into the light. Well, so there was this one part. It does like a little mini montage at the end, kind of going through the different murder scenes throughout the house. And it goes. The camera kind of is looking at the hatch that leads to the attic, and you see it like it's open and it slowly like closes down.
Mhm.
Did you notice that part?
Yeah.
So that to me was kind of cool because when I initially thought I knew how it ended, I was like, oh, like there's still kind of either like this aura of like evil going on, or maybe like a copycat or something, like there's just like evil in this house and now it's stuck there. So that was what I was thinking. But now that I know better, I think it's pretty. It's more creepy, for sure. It's creepier to think that like they still didn't even get the killer, and I like that. I wish I knew that when I was actually watching it.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool also that they have like the final girl thing. I what I consider, I guess, to be the final girl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was like a fun kind of look at what slasher was before it was really slasher.
Mm-hmm.
Still kind of jarring, like uncomfortable. The killer is like Billy, I guess, like really obnoxious with that voice that he does. I don't know. It was a fine movie. I think it was done better later on.
Fair.
That's kind of my feeling towards Black Christmas. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a good gateway to what slasher is later, and I guess just horror in general. Maybe it kind of evolves from here. So.
Well,
I also liked seeing Lois Lane and Juliet in this movie.
I
That
like
was
seeing
cool.
Lois Lane in a choker. That's what I liked.
Yeah,
That was good.
that's your thing.
Chokers?
Like no, specifically like Lois Lane in a choker.
Margot Kidder in a choker, yeah.
I always liked the girl that played Juliet. I thought she was real cute. Back when we watched it in English class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Olivia Hussey.
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 I'm not calling her Hussey.
That's her literal last
That's
name.
literally her
Yeah,
last
yeah.
name. Yeah.
Well, any final thoughts on this one? I guess you just gave them. Huh?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Just like what I said, it gets better from here. It's a fine movie, but it's definitely executed better by people that are influenced by this.
Well, real quick, I just wanted to talk about the remake.
Oh well,
To
here we
at
go.
least tell you about the remake because you're not gonna believe this.
All right, go on.
So Rob Zombie's Black Christmas. Not really. But
I
really, but
nearly fell out of my chair.
I was actually gonna start this episode by going. So today we're talking about John Carpenter's Black Christmas. Rob Zombie's Black Christmas, 2006 remake.
Wait, it's not really Rob Zombie, is it?
No.
Jesus.
no.
Okay, stop that.
But it's like so. It tries to be so shocking. There's so many things with like eyes being taken out. There's like a mother raping her son in order to like Billy gets raped by his mom.
Oh, you see who Billy is and everything.
Oh, you see Billy through the whole goddamn thing.
Okay.
And you get like
And he
his
gets
backstory.
raped.
You remember Charlie and the Chocolate Factory when they have the little backstory of like what happened with Willy Wonka as a kid with
Oh, the
and
dentist.
everything? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's you get that, but as like a life story for Billy. And like
Yeah.
his mom, like his like stepdad, his mom kills his dad, and then his stepdad is like impotent, so she just like rapes Billy, and then like convinces the stepdad that that's his.
What?
Yeah, and then like this weird daughter sister thing comes out, and it's the two of them killing people, and that's like a twist in the end.
What?
Her name is Agnes. It's really gory. A lot of like
That's so
eyes popping out of
unsettling.
people's heads. It's really bad. He's dressed as Santa. He's got jaundice, so his skin's all really yellow.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And this was when? When was that? released?
06, 12 years ago. Holy shit.
That makes sense, man.
Am I wrong about that?
That's 12 years.
Is that 12 years? Holy shit.
2006.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
We're not in 2019 yet.
Am I really? It's been wow, it's been 12 years since I remember when that movie came out. That's crazy.
It was a dark period, early 2000s for horror, man.
Hey, there's some good stuff, man.
The
The
Descent.
Descent.
Ew.
Fuck yeah.
High five. Okay, so
Okay,
that's your take on the remake.
Yeah, real bad.
Avoid it
maybe
at
the
all
maybe the
costs.
worst of any of the ones that I've watched
Damn.
for this.
Damn. Well, this is a good, Christmas movie, I guess. I'm glad we watched this for Christmas. Like you said, it's not like campy.
Mhm.
I was kind of expecting campy, to be honest. Like, ho 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 and all that, and like
Ho ho ho.
murders with like presents and like a reindeer, horn going to somebody's neck or
I
something.
wish.
Um,
I can get you that. If you want to see all of that, I can get you all that.
we'll wait till next year.
All right. Well, this is also the 20th episode,
Tis indeed.
and we need to talk about something before we talk about episode 21.
Okay.
What from episodes 11 to 20 was your favorite movie?
Oh, we're doing that now.
Yeah, we do it now.
Because when we first did the first 10, we did it in the first section before we
Well,
got
we're
into
doing
the-
it in here now
Okay.
because it makes more sense after the movie.
It does. This is what I said.
This is what we learned.
Yeah. Okay. So, can we quickly go through what we watched?
You do it because I've forgotten already.
I have forgotten as well. Okay. So from 11 to 20. 11 is
Blair Witch Project? No, that's 10. That's 10. Oh, hell yeah.
The Descent, which we just referenced.
Mm.
12, Child's Play.
Oh, that's my favorite episode.
Certainly. 13, Suspiria. 14, XX.
Mhm.
15, Hell House 1 and 2.
Mhm.
16, oh, I forgot about that. Halloween 3.
Holy shit, yeah, we did Halloween 3.
Damn, I didn't even think of that.
You know why we don't remember it? Because we recorded like 2 episodes in one day. Because I was
Yeah.
going away.
That's right, bastard.
Yeah.
And
And we didn't do
17.
horror news for that one either. I did that with Lindsay.
All right, you bitch. You, Doug. Not Lindsay. I like Lindsay.
Mhm.
17 is An American Werewolf. Oh, in London. Let's see. 18. There's a lot of bonus stuff here. Hills
Yeah.
Have Eyes for 18. And 19 is The Thing. And obviously 20 is Black Christmas.
We did a lot of classics in this one.
And I remember you telling me, you were like, oh, this is such a weak 10 as opposed to like the first 10 we did.
The first 10's crazy,
The
though.
first 10's really good, but
The
I don't
first
think this
10's
is
lit.
all that bad. I mean, shit, we have like The Descent, I think
The
is
first 10, we have Society.
that's the one that you hold up.
Hell yeah. We got Dead Alive in Society. That's so cool.
Damn, this is pretty good. I was convinced I had my answer already, but I'm gonna have to say,
Oof.
God, it's like stuck with 4 now that I think about it.
I'm wet with anticipation.
Oh, jeez, you're greasy.
Mm.
It's between 4, and I'm gonna knock it down between them. So there's Halloween 3.
Really?
That's up there.
Wow, that's cool.
American Werewolf.
Ow.
The Thing. And The Descent. I honestly really like that a lot. Like, I was surprised by how much I liked it. However, I think there is one that just sticks out, and it's just strong, and it's beautiful, and it's gorgeous. And it's a movie that, like, I still haven't rewatched. I said I would before, like, this next taping. I'm probably going to do that this week. The Thing.
Hell yeah. Okay.
That's such a good movie.
It's a very good movie.
It's such a good movie.
Really, really good movie.
God, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, and now I have to pick between that and
Evil Dead,
Evil
2,
Dead 2.
which was your pick from the first 10.
which I still floundered between that and Texas.
Yeah.
I can't believe I picked Evil Dead 2.
Over Texas?
But if I picked Texas, I'd probably be saying the same
Like,
thing.
I can't believe I picked that over.
Yeah, so we'll just stick with Evil Dead 2.
You go Evil Dead 2 and The Thing, both like around the same time.
That's hard to believe.
No, wait, no. Evil Dead 2 is 86, right?
It's definitely later.
Yeah, it's 86 and 84.
No way.
Or wait, what year is The Thing? Wow, we do
The Thing is
podcast.
82.
The Thing is 82. Okay, so yeah, within 4 years of each other, and you've got 2 of like the most important like special effects kind of movies of the 80s.
That's
At least
nuts.
with horror.
Yikes. The 2. Okay, so Evil Dead 2 I loved because it was just like lots of fun, cool effects,
Zany.
really crazy, off the walls. And but The Thing is just such a beautifully filmed movie, gripping.
Dean Cundy, man, he's my hero.
These characters that are just like interesting, but like they don't like harp on like their backstories too much. You just get them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I'm gonna go with The Thing.
Ooh, The Thing is okay.
All
Okay,
right.
let's see if 21 through 30 can bring some
Which that includes,
all these Cronenberg fucking bullshit.
right? Like, would I put them in there?
Yeah.
The Thing's gonna have its run for its money.
Already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You already know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good time to announce that, huh?
Let's go.
All right. So for the first of our Cronenberg series is going to be his first 4 horror films, first full-length horror films. at least.
Chronologically.
Yeah. Well, I guess Crimes of the Future and Stereo aren't horror anyway. But we have Shivers. We've got Rabid. We've got The Brood. And we've got fucking Scanners, baby. The best goddamn Michael Ironside movie ever.
Don't put a mic in front of me and talk about Scanners.
Scanners.
Because I
He
am
just watched it
ready
today,
to
so
talk
he's
about
lit.
it. I
He's
didn't watch
lit.
it today. I watched it the other day.
last night.
Was it?
Yesterday.
Either yesterday or the day before?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
He watched it yesterday, so he's really amped up on Scanners.
I want to talk about it right now.
It's so good.
Ooh,
Oh, my
that's going to be
God.
fun. Those are going to be fun episodes.
Hell yeah,
A
man.
lot of
A lot
material.
of content. We got 12 movies in 3 episodes. That's 4 movies an episode. So check those out. Check out more Cronenberg if you can. We're going to be watching as much as we possibly can before the first episode. So, thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet, and leave us a review. Really helps out the show. Really helps out our egos. We
Share it.
haven't. Share.
Let other
Share.
people know what you're into.
Yeah, absolutely. If you like us, you want your friends to know about us. You want your
Yes.
mom to know about us. You want
Dude.
your teachers, your professors,
Your tax guy.
your tax. Yeah, absolutely.
Come
Waiters at restaurants.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone that
Priests.
you love, everyone that you hate, everyone that you're like about, like let them know.
Yeah, absolutely. Just walk up to them, say "good suffering," and just keep going.
Hey,
Yeah, hey.
instead of saying hello, good suffering to you.
Yeah, that we're gonna start that.
Ooh,
There's our first shirt.
that's a T-shirt.
Yeah. But you can find us on all of our social media. We are on Twitter at good_suffering. We are on Instagram at Good Suffering Podcast. And we are on Facebook at Good Suffering: Horror Podcast. Now, thank you guys. And once again, this has been Good suffering.